Hi sailors, I'm Chris Atkins. I'm an international judge. I judge at Optimist events around the world. I've done 9 out of the last 10 Optimist World Championships. And as you know, at major events, you're more likely to encounter judges on the water. So the purpose of this short video is a few tips on how to make it more likely that the judges actually help you win the regatta rather than lose it. Okay? So, who are these people, these judges? Well, they're sailors, just like you and me. They love to go sailing. And they go to these regattas to help ensure the sailors have an enjoyable regatta, and they answer any questions or disputes with regard to the rules. So treat them as your friends. Smile, say hello, but of course, stay professional. Whilst we all want to enjoy the regatta, our number one goal is to finish as high up the rankings as possible. Now, when you meet them on the water, remember first what their job is not to. Their job is not to protest. That's your job. If you have an incident with another boat, it's your job to say protest, and then if they don't take a penalty, to decide whether to put in a protest ashore. But maybe if there's a judge watching, why not see if there'll be a witness? Judges are very happy to be witnesses in protest hearings. So hail, hey jury, will you be my witness? I'd say that's quite likely to make the other boat more likely to take a penalty turn, which will save you the hassle of the protest. What they are on the water, what judges are on the water to do, is Rule 42. Now, Rule 42 is a really, really, really important rule because its title, there we are, propulsion. It tells you what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do to propel your boat. And the job of the judges on the water is to protect the boats that comply with the rules and to encourage boats to comply with the rules. So how do they do this? They do this by penalizing those who break the rules. And therefore you will understand that the quicker they penalize and the more boats that they penalize, the more they are protecting the boats that comply with the rules. So the more important the championships you're sailing at, probably the better the judges are, the tougher, the stricter they're going to be with Rule 42. So second top tip, whenever you go sailing, practicing or racing, try to sail as fast as you can in compliance with the rules. We all know that body movements can make the boat go quicker. We all know that a big rock and it accelerates, but it's illegal. The flip side is that the fastest sailing can be legal. It's been my privilege to do the last 3 Optimist World Championships and watch that same Italian sailor win all 3. Nobody moves his boat's body little bits forwards, backwards, in, out, sheet out, more than that Italian sailor. But all those movements are legal. So to be successful, you absolutely need to know what the rule says, so we'll just do a little bit on the rule. It's got 3 parts. The main part, Rule 42.1, says that a sailor may adjust the trim of the sails and the hull and perform other acts of seamanship that shall not otherwise move their bodies to propel the boat. We know when we're in a boat, when we're moving the body to propel, or when we're moving our body because there's been a puff or a wave and it's an act of seamanship. We can do the latter, we can't do the movement to propel. Now for a judge, it's quite difficult to judge propulsion if you're a long way away from the boat. So therefore there's the second part of the rule, which identifies 5 actions which, if repeated, are illegal. And 3 of them are important. The first is pumping, body movement or sheet to flick that leech of the sail. That's illegal. Second is rocking, either because of your body or because of sheet movement or because of tiller movement, rocking the boat. That is illegal. And the third, forceful actions with the rudder or actions that move the boat forward. That is illegal. But before we leave this bit, therefore, let's just get our mind around which actions are legal. Yes, moving forwards and backwards to help the boat go up and down the waves. Absolutely. Active seamanship, legal. Sheet tightening in the puffs to get more power in the leech, easing it in the lulls. Legal. Heeling out so that the boat will bear away. Leaning in so that the boat will luff up. Legal. Other legal actions are in that last bit of the rule, which is 42.3, which talks about exceptions. There are a number of them. 4 are the important ones. First, you can move your body to steer the boat. So as you're rounding the leeward mark, lean in, heel to leeward, boat will luff up, saves you having to use the rudder, saves you slowing whilst doing that manoeuvre. At the start, you're slightly below close hauled, you want to get to a close haul course, boat away from you. Off wind, on waves, you want to bear away, heel the boat on top of you, the boat will bear away to go down the waves. Heeling to steer, legal. 1 pump per wave to promote surfing when surfing conditions exist. That's allowed. Make sure you get the timing right. You don't want to put that pump in just as you're about to run into the next wave ahead of you. You want to do it just over you as you've gone over the tip so that it drives you down the wave, and then you can steer as you're going down it to continue the surf. So 1 pump per wave. Roll tacks and roll jibes. Yes, to facilitate steering, you can rock the boat through both a tack and a jibe. And the last exception, sculling. If you're above close hauled and moving slowly, you can scull to a close hauled course. Now, the important thing to remember that scull only one way. If you scull up and then scull down, you are not sculling to a close haul course, you're sculling just between them. You're not allowed to scull to stay in the same place. You've got to scull to turn the boat. You're always going to want to scull down from above close hauled down to a close haul course. Never, therefore, scull up, because if you scull in that direction, you can't then scull in that direction. So, to summarize, we've got the basic rule, can move the body for acts of seamanship, but not otherwise to propel. We've got certain repeated actions that are always illegal. And then we've got certain exceptions, which are actions that are legal. So it's a complex rule. So World Sailing publishes a document that you should all have, which is interpretations of Rule 42. There are 33 of them. Well, I spotted on my travels, I got given this really fantastic document produced by a sailor, your age, and the sailor has listed the 33 explanations, and those in white are legal, those in red are illegal. What an easy little piece of paper. And on the back, the repeated actions that are illegal and the single actions that are illegal. So, next tip, go through the world sailing interpretations, extract all 33, make this little cheat chart for yourself. Once you've done this, you will really, really understand the rule, and you will then be safe thereafter. Okay, so we now understand the rule. Let's start thinking about judges on the water. Firstly, before the start, where are they going to be? What are they likely to spot? We want to push the rule, but we don't want to break it. And because we're on that edge, yeah, there are risks that we might just go a little bit too far. So let's just be aware of where we need to be cautious. Before the start, the judges are likely to be astern of you. And what they're looking for is that single action that propels. They're looking for that illegal scull. They're looking for that rock, single rock, as the starting gun goes, it means you go shush and shoot forward versus the boats around you. Those single actions, just be really careful with them, because if they clearly propel you, then you're going to get penalized. Now on the rest of the course, the judges have to watch the whole fleet. So what they're typically doing is they're scanning. Anything interesting happening? Any boat rocking? Any sailor seeming to be a little bit more active than the others around them? Ah, yeah, that one over there. And we will then watch that boat for about 15 seconds. Is that action going to be repeated? If it is repeated, is it one of the legal ones or one of the illegal ones? If nothing's repeated in 15 seconds, it's not fair on the rest of the fleet if we just carry on focusing, so we'll go back to scanning the fleet again. So you're going down a run, and coming off that wave, maybe you did a bit of a big rock. Stay still for the next 15 seconds. If the judge did spot the first one, don't do another one, because then you could get penalized. So, you get unlucky, you're penalized. What do you do? Well, first of all, you take your penalty. 2-term penalty if it's your first one in the regatta, retirement if it's your second or more. Just remember, if after you've retired, the race is a general recall, postponed or abandoned, you can rejoin the next start. Okay. After the race, hunt out the judge. The judge will expect you to want to know why you were penalized and will probably be looking for you. You sail towards them. Judge, just quick question for you. Why was it that you penalized me? What did I do that caused the penalty? Listen to the answer. Repeat it back. So just to check I've got this right, repeat it back. The judge will confirm or add to something that they've said. Because what absolutely you want to make sure, and the judge wants to make sure, is you don't do the same thing again in the next race. You can have an opportunity for a longer conversation when you get ashore. Take a friend or parent or coach, someone, just so that if you can't remember the question, they can help you remember the question and ask the same question. You can have a bit longer discussion as well. So what could I have done? What should I have done to have avoided the penalty? And the judge will absolutely give you the answer to that. So there we go. Practice sailing legally. Know the rule. Know how far you can push in each area. Get your crib sheet together so that you really, really know it. Then when you're racing, sail as close to the rule as you can, but don't cross it. If you think you're at risk, be steadier for the next 15 to 30 seconds to make sure that you don't get a penalty. for repeating an infringement. If you do get penalised, take the penalty, but absolutely make sure you have a conversation with the judge after the event to find out what the reason was. Judges are nice people. They want to help you enjoy. And what I hope this talk will allow you to do is now work from now on as being as fast as you can with absolutely legal movements with the body, but cutting out the illegal movements. Have fun. Hope to see you on the circuit sometime and enjoy your sailing. Best of luck. Bye.